Hello everybody, my name is Drew. I am your ELA and unit coordinator for this unit, Psychology of Personality. I'd like to welcome you all to the unit and just say, I hope you get a lot out of it and that you enjoy the unit. A lot of students look forward to doing this unit because it's an aspect of psychology that is perhaps less dry than some of the other units that you might do in psychology. You're talking about personality and the way people, the way different people act and behave and stuff like that, rather than, statistics or something. So it's a, it's an interesting topic for many people, and certainly an interesting topic for me. Much of the research that I do focuses on personality. So I'm interested in personality testing and assessment, and I'm also interested in, uh, you know, uh, creating new ways of looking at personality or new ways of measuring different sorts of personality traits. So one thing I'm doing at the moment is I'm working on an online game that people can play as a way of conducting a personality test. So rather than doing a pen and paper test, people can just play this game for a little while, and then they can get a report on, pardon me, on whether they're what their personality traits might be, for example. Um, so that's a project that I'm involved in at the moment that I'm quite excited about. Partly because I quite like playing computer games myself, and so it's good to actually have the opportunity to be creative and work on my own game. Um, all right, now a little bit about this unit. As you're well aware by now, I'm sure, the unit focuses on personality. And I think it's really important to give you a realistic understanding of what's involved in this unit, the way the unit is set up and what it's like and what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to come out of the unit with. Um, so each week we will be looking at a different perspective on personality or a different way of looking at or understanding personality. And this is really sort of what personality study is all about. You can examine personality from different perspectives, but the idea is always in the end to integrate all of these perspectives in order to create a sort of a view or a picture of the person as a whole. Um, so certainly an understanding, a thorough understanding of each perspective is necessary for that, but also the skill in being able to integrate these perspectives and to see how they relate to each other is also really, really important. And it's important to be able to communicate that to other people. Um, so for that reason, the first assignment is something that really focuses on that. It focuses on looking at different personality perspectives, integrating those perspectives, communicating that analysis, and then applying that to a sort of a real world or a practical situation. The assignment is quite challenging. Other students in the past have found it challenging, but it's also very rewarding, I think. It's quite different to a lot of other assignments you might have encountered in psychology. It's not a lab report, uh, so it is something different, and I think that it has a lot of real world application. So it's not maybe it's not something exactly that you would do in the real world, but it certainly reflects the practice of a lot of practitioners in the real world and what it is that they actually do when they sort of do psychology, you know. So for that reason, I think it's a good assignment and a lot of students get a lot out of it and they find it quite rewarding in that sense. Um, there will be 3 Collaborate sessions related to the assignment because I think it's good to give students as much of a heads up as possible on how to approach the assignment and how to, get it done in the way that gives everybody an opportunity to get the mark that they want and deserve. So we're going to sort of hit the ground running with those a little bit, I think, which should give you an indication of how you should approach the assignment. It's definitely hit the ground running. And we will have the first Collaborate session will be in week 2, and we will talk a little bit about what kind of assignment this is, how to go about doing it, and what its what its purpose is, and what it's for, and what it's all about. Some students, I noticed in the last teaching period, found section 2 to be a bit tricky. I got a lot of questions about section 2. So the second Collaborate session will be about section 2. And then the last one will just be about writing up the report and doing the research and how to go about doing that. That's not always the most straightforward process in the world, and I think a lot of students don't get very much input over the years in their course on exactly how to go about, the process of research and writing in something like this. So I think that could be good to touch on, not only for the purposes of this assignment, but also in terms of, future careers and future tasks that you might have to do. These are useful skills. The other thing that I would like to mention is that in doing all of this, all the stuff that I've talked about so far, the understanding the topics each week, integrating those topics, and then, performing that when you do the assignment or whatever. It's really, really important to have a conversation with other people about the content that you're encountering each week. So, it's not important so much to deliver correct answers or to answer questions correctly or to, to know the right thing in the content each week. What you really need to do is just start a conversation with other people about the content and get some feedback in terms of where you're at with it. So for this reason, it's really essential to get on the discussion boards, create a post relating to the activity for that week, and then just come back to your post after a few days, have a look, see if anybody's replied, and then send a reply, offer another reply. And that way, hopefully, we can start a conversation about that topic that will allow you to create or develop a much deeper understanding of that topic than you would get just from reading the content each week. Of course it's important to read the content each week, and that is also an essential part of the process, but really it's just the beginning. If you only read the content and you don't have an opportunity to process that content at a deeper level, or at the very least check your understanding, then it's going to make other things a lot more difficult in the course. It will make the first assignment more difficult, it will make the online test potentially more difficult, and you might struggle when it comes to review the exam content to sort of, get a grip on where to begin or what to do. So if you're discussing the content each week, that is really an essential part of this unit. So with all of that, I think that's about all that I need to say. One thing that I have noticed is that, all ELAs have a different approach to doing things. My approach to things is definitely to post any questions that you have on the discussion boards. This is so that other students can benefit from the answer. If you have something that relates sort of really directly to you, and usually these things are of a personal nature, so you would like an extension on an assignment, or you're having difficulties doing something because of family reasons or something like that, that's an opportunity where you should email me. That's a situation where you should email me. Otherwise, if it's something like, oh, I can't find this document, or I don't know what to do about this, or even like little administrative things, put that on the discussion boards, because you'd be surprised how many other students have exactly the same problem. So you put it on the discussion boards, I provide an answer, everybody reads it, everybody's happy. So I think that's all I have to say. Good luck with everything. I'm looking forward to meeting you all and working with you all on this. And I guess I will see you on the discussion boards and in the Collaborate sessions. Okay, bye-bye.